Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning into my podcast. My name's Betty. Today we're talking about Outlander Season 1, Episode 4, The Gathering. I want to address some of the things, or discuss some of the things in the last episode that I talked about. Number one, that the little guy that supervises Jamie with the horses, his name is Alec. I told y'all that name would come back to me. And then the other thing, Bear McCreary and Ronald D. Moore, the space program that they did together back in the day was called Battlestar Galactica. So yeah, I found that out. Okay, so with Galis, I kind of implied that I didn't think she was an interesting character. Without future knowledge of future episodes. I didn't mean it that way. I think she's a very interesting character, and she gets more interesting as it goes along. So yeah. I had a whole thing written down here about Jamie and Claire in her surgery. You know, the hot and here moment, but I'm not gonna go into all that. That's, y'all knew what I was saying. So, but anyway, let's just go right into the episode discussion. The synopsis I have written here, it says, The Gathering shows Claire's attempt at her first role-planned escape. The run-ins she has with various characters on the way include a major run-in with Dougal and yet another moment with Jamie alone building their relationship. Also, an oath-taking ceremony could have awful results if not handled carefully. So, yeah. So this episode, it starts out with Claire running through the woods, and you don't know who's chasing her. You don't know what's happening. You think maybe she's in trouble. But come and find out, she's playing with the kids. But really what she's doing is she's mapping out how to escape. And the guards are there, and of course Rupert and Angus have been following her, and they're upset with her because she keeps playing with the kids, and they want to go to the festivities that is happening with the gathering, and so she gives in to them, and they go. And but she's trying to figure out how to get rid of them and how to, she's trying to plan her escape. So she gets Angus and Rupert to be distracted. She almost feels bad too. She says that she is trying to get her escape because it's the energy in this area with the gathering and stuff, with the festivities and stuff. It's very uplifting and it's happy time. And she finds a woman that is checking out both Angus and Rupert. Or, well, I don't know which one she was checking out, but she gets them distracted with this woman, and she has them draw straws, and I think it was Angus that won the straw drawing, and but then later on you see Rupert with her, but anyway, yeah. The next thing she needs to do is find a horse, so she goes to the stables, and I think, she was trying to find herself a horse, but she was also probably trying to look for Jamie to help her find a gentle horse to ride and everything. But she finds out from Alec that all the horses are taken, but she uses the excuse, of course, that, she's going to need it for the hunt tomorrow and, for the boar hunt. But, she was looking for Jamie to help her, but Alec tells her, of course, that, she needs to leave him alone, and she doesn't know why, but, we'll get to there, why she should have left him alone. So, yeah, she picks herself out a horse, and of course, Alec tells her that, the horse probably, would find its way home if you don't, mind it, if you don't pay attention, it would probably be able to find its way home. So she has to be careful with that. She's walking through the hallway, and of course they start playing that music from her own time. I like that touch. They do that a lot in this show. Play music for Claire. I think it was the second episode. She was actually humming a song, and then in the future, we're gonna hear her do some, actually sing some music from her own time. But anyway, that's ahead of ourselves. So she's walking down the hallway, and she goes into her surgery, and Galis is there, and it surprises her because she's in full planning mode, and so she's going to be jumpy, So, but anyway, she sees Galis there, and Galis. Of course, she notices that Claire has food in there, extra food, and she asks Claire if she's with child, because are you eating for two? And this is just Galis asking more questions, trying to figure out what's happening with Claire. But Claire says, no, I've never been unfaithful to my husband, and Galis is like, well, it's not unfaithful if he's dead, because he is dead, right? And Claire, admits to it that, yeah, her Frank is dead. So Galis goes on to say, maybe you're barren then, and, Claire says, well, it doesn't matter now, And then Galis sees the herb that makes you sleep, and, Galis probably is on to Claire by this point, because, she tells her, though, that she has trouble sleeping too, and she gives her a better way of grinding, or I think she says to boil the root first, and then, put it in your tea or whatever you're going to do there. Of course, Claire asks her about the proper dosage, and Galis says that she puts it in her husband's tea, so she can sleep, so her husband Arthur would leave her alone. And she starts talking about how she first came to Cranesmere, and all she had was her wits, and she came from nothing, and and so she starts talking to Claire about how to maybe survive in this time, telling Claire how she survived in this time, and how she married a man in a position that, is wealthy and stuff. So she's just giving Claire some back history about, who she is, and how she survives in Cranesmere, or how she survived in Cranesmere, because all she came with was her knowledge for herbs and things like that. And it doesn't bother her that he's not someone to really look at, he's not very handsome or anything like that. That doesn't bother her, because she's free to do whatever she wants. And I think, she's probably giving Claire some good advice here. She's trying to probably talk Claire out of leaving. This is just her way of doing that. So, yeah. So Claire says that she's got to prepare for the hunt, and she's got to go. So, Galis is like, yeah, that must be what you're preparing for. And she turns around and she says, just remember that the Highlands are no place for a woman, So, yeah, she's trying to get, talk Claire out of Claire's plans to leave. So, after that, Claire promises to see Galis at the gathering, and, Galis is like, that's, promises mean something in this country, and, Claire agrees, and so Galis leaves. And Claire is still hell-bent on her mission, so she's still planning the stuff to leave. And so she goes into the great hall there, and they're setting up for the gathering. And she goes into the kitchen, and she runs into Miss Fitz. And Miss Fitz is like, you're not going to wear that to the gathering. And Claire was like, she didn't think that she was going to be able to,